we've been talking quite a bit about the military defense budget. Obviously, in the United States, it's bigger than not only everyone on Earth, but also probably interplanetary communities as well, like Mars and Venus and space aliens. We spend more on our military defense budget in the United States than anywhere else. New report out this morning just goes to show how much these defense companies are benefiting from this war. I know it's a shock. I know it's absolutely stunning. I'm actually surprised to see that The Hill covered this story, because The Hill often has different news articles that are sponsored by Boeing and sponsored by Northrop Grumman.
Well, maybe they think this is flattering.
Maybe.
Like,
this
hey,
is good.
invest.
This is good for the defense companies right now. Ukraine conflict, a boon for the defense industry. Let's go through this just like a little bit here. The Russia-Ukraine conflict is a boon for America's defense contractors, which are in line to profit from increased Western military spending to bolster Kiev's forces in Ukraine and adapt to instability in the region.
Okay, let's just go over the numbers one more time. We've been going over it a lot this week, but on Tuesday, the president signed in the $1.5 trillion, we're not calling it a stimulus package, the budget to increase the debt ceiling. It allocates $782 billion towards defense. That's $30 billion more than his initial request, and 6% larger than last year's. It also has $6.5 billion in military support for Eastern European countries, including $3.5 billion in additional weaponry. Not personnel necessarily, but weaponry, right? That gets sold from here to there. Which is a boon for, of course, his supporters, any political supporters, really. Most all of them take money from the weapons lobbyists.
Yeah, and this morning, NATO countries are reaping the benefits of this as well, because now NATO countries are getting all of these additional weapons and bombs and aircraft that we're sending. Heck, the Germans just bought from us. Good thing we're selling, so it's not like we're bartering a little bit, but new F-35s, which are nuclear-powered aircraft that can drop nuclear weapons. So Germany is now saying, hey, we're done being like the sleeping tiger over here. We're going to ramp up our military spending to the tune of billions of dollars now, which is something that the Germans haven't done in a long time.
No, their original plan was to buy refurbs, right?
Right. Now they're buying brand new stuff.
Yeah, forget that. We don't want the used stuff. I mean, recall that there's like a crisis on car supply parts and things like that. Like, normal people can't buy vehicles, but governments can fast track their orders for military grade weapons.
I mean, look, they've got 30,000 troops and 50 warships doing war games right now. Some of those things will get hurt, and NATO needs more forces right now. After all, I mean, if Poland as a NATO member country is calling for a peace mission to Ukraine, like, we want a peace mission of NATO forces.
No, an armed peace mission.
Oh,
They're not coming in with poetry or anything like that. They need the weaponry.
Yeah, so we need an armed NATO peace mission. I would love to know what that actually looks like. Like, what does an armed peace mission look like?
Can you pull up an image of the Battle of the Bastards?
Yeah, from Game of Thrones.
That's what that looks like.
Yeah. So that's what but this is amazing to think that these guys are, it's not amazing. I mean, this is exactly what happens. This is part of the military industrial complex. This is what they want. They want a protracted war. They would love nothing more than to have NATO embroiled in a protracted, long-term, Cold War style conflict without any sort of real clear movement, right? Stasis is best, where there's like this fog what's like a low-hanging fog of war that's always just kind of hanging around, like a gas, like a nasty gas leak.
It's like a Dementor.
Right. Yeah, like a Dementor is always just hanging around. Because if that fog is always just hanging around, then that's why we need to spend billions of dollars in taxpayer money to make sure that we're protected against this fog, because we don't know when this fog could come in the door.
And Dementors make you scared all the time, so makes it worse.
If you like this content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, we have a membership program. For the price of a cup of coffee once a month, you can support independent journalism just by going to morninginvest.com/join.
You get access to exclusive videos, plus the ability to join and chat with us live. We really appreciate your subscription, and you are supporting independent journalism.